Hey, what's going on, fellow money lovers? Let's talk about the top 10 coins worth collecting as of right now. So this list was put together based on a few things: popularity of the coins with just collectors in general, and then mainly the potential to increase in value over time as seen with these coins historically. Let's start right off with number 10, which is the 1908 St. Gaudens No Motto coin. So the US Mint first minted the St. Gaudens $20 gold coin in 1907. But due to the high relief of the coin and how hard it was to actually strike these, they came out just kind of wonky and wouldn't stack neatly at the bank. And so engravers at the mint lowered the relief in 1908. Most numismatists agree that the St. Gaudens $20 gold coin is the most beautiful coin ever put out by the US Mint. Initially, the motto "In God We Trust" was not on the coin and was added to the coin in a modification at the end of 1908 to include that motto on the reverse of the coin. So 1908 coins of this type with no motto on them can be extremely valuable. At number 9, the 1932 D Washington Quarter. Now, Washington quarters are seen everywhere, of course, especially right now with the Wilma Mankiller error coin out there to look for. These are great things to collect. It was first produced in 1932 and was intended actually just to be a one-year commemorative coin to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birthday. However, the issue proved to be so popular with people that the design was permanently adopted in 1934 and is, of course, still in use today. The 1932 S Washington Quarter has a way lower mintage than the 1932 D, but more of them were saved and are readily available and in higher grades. The 1932 D Quarter is scarce and will prove to be a better edition and something better to look for, as it'll garner higher and higher value over the years. At number 8, the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter Type 1. So this is a really interesting coin. The Standing Liberty Quarter was first produced in 1916. The Type 1 of this coin, the first one produced, featured lady breast exposed. Some people believe that an outrage was sparked at that point, it being in the early 1900s, and the US Mint changed and made a Type 2 for the coin, or a new design, which covered her breast with a sheet of chainmail. Another theory is that the US was entering World War I or preparing for it at that point, and they changed the coin to show that she was ready for battle. But let me know what you think about your theory of why they changed the coin's design in the comments below. But that's neither here nor there. These can be found generally in high circulated values. However, a regular collector can find these, but ones that are in really high grade like MS65 or higher are going to be extremely valuable. But if you pick up one that's even in a circulated condition or a lower condition, you can see great values gained over the years with this coin. At number 7, the 1916 D Mercury Dime. This is another coin that has a kind of interesting history to it. It was originally supposed to be called the Wing Liberty Head Dime, but the public thought that the lady with the wings on the front of it was the Roman god Mercury, so hence why just everyone refers to them as Mercury dimes. The reason why the 1916 is extremely rare is because its mintage was so low. The Denver Mint in 1916 only yielded 264,000 of these coins. So they are extremely valuable. You can find Mercury head dimes like pretty regularly, but these ones in high grades, collecting grades, F12, things in high investment grades like AU58 or whatever, are extremely valuable, but you can still come across some of these just hunting coin stores and cherry picking stores. At number 6, the 1937 D three-legged buffalo. Now, most of you might be aware of what this coin is. A lot of people believe that basically a disgruntled mint employee damaged the dies when casting these coins, and due to the die being ground down either by like a person, it wasn't produced correctly, or just, poor installment, the buffalo on the coin only shows 3 of its legs, hence the error name 3-legged buffalo. It's a really great error coin. I've featured this coin a couple of times on my website, varietyerrors.com. So if you're interested in error coins and their values, just go to the site. At the top, just click Error Coin Guide. Everything's free on the entire website, so you don't have to pay a thing. Now, this coin didn't receive as much like newsworthiness due to the fact that like by the time people really started collecting these or getting it got super popular with collectors, the 1955 double die Lincoln Cent was like the rage. The 1937 D Buffalo nickel can be seen getting a ton of value, but look for scrapes or polishing marks where the leg used to be. This is a sign that someone simply ground off the leg, since this is one of the most counterfeited error coins ever. At number 5, the 1955 double die Lincoln Cent. Now, I just mentioned this coin. The 1955 double die Lincoln Cent is another coin that's extremely popular among Lincoln penny collectors and just coin collectors in general. The tale of this error coin began when the U.S. Mint used a coin die that received 2 impressions that were slightly offset from one another. Mint workers discovered this error after about 20,000 coins were made, but they were already out with produced coins and going out into circulation. So although this is a low number, this coin is extremely popular, and it can be seen to garner high values, and then it's just gained nothing but value over the years. But right along with the 3-legged buffalo, this is a highly counterfeited coin, and a lot of them originate from China. So just keep an eye out and get it verified if you come across a coin that you believe to be a 1955 double die. At number 4, the 1914 D Lincoln Cent. This is not as scarce as like the 1909 S VDB. The 1914 D coin comes in a close second with a really low mintage of 1,193,000 coins. What makes this a desirable collector coin is that uncirculated versions of this coin were not really seen saved as much as the 1909 S. So uncirculated 1914 D examples are actually much more scarce than a 1909 and can garner way higher values. At number 3, the 1878 CC Morgan Silver Dollar. Now, this is Dustin Morgan from CoinOp's favorite coin, the Morgan Silver Dollar. He, in fact, had one that was embossed on his leather jacket, I remember very fondly. So rest in peace, Dustin Morgan. But some info on his favorite coin. This one in specific is the 1878 CC. In 1878, the United States Congress passed an act called the Bland-Allison Act. This required the U.S. government to purchase basically large quantities of silver and then turn it into silver dollars for usable currency. An engraver named George T. Morgan initially created this design to be used on a $50, but it would instead be implemented on the Morgan silver dollar. The United States Mint was consumed entirely by producing silver dollars to fulfill the Bland-Allison. CC on the coin is for Carson City Mint. This is the Nevada branch mint facility, owning one of the early coin produced at the Carson City Mint. Also adds character to this coin, as this is like one of the earliest coins produced at that mint. So that's why this coin's very valuable, despite the fact it's also an old coin. It's a beautiful design. It has a ton of history to it, and it's basically a first in a couple of categories. So this is why it makes the 1878 CC Morgan Silver Dollar so valuable. At number 2, the 1921 Peace Dollar. Anthony D. Francisci designed the Peace Silver Dollar, and it was first produced in December 1921. The U.S. Mint also produced a substantial mintage of 1921 dated silver dollars as well. The idea to commemorate the peace that followed the Great War was first proposed by the former president of the American Numismatic Association from 1908 to 1910 named Farron Zerbe. This idea caught on, and they produced a beautiful design emblematic of liberty on the obverse and peace symbolized by the American eagle on the reverse. This coin is just extremely historical. It's also a beautiful design on a coin, and even in lower conditions, these coins can garner a lot of value, but they're ones that you can find in shops especially, as well as on the internet. Just use a trusted seller, but what a wonderful addition to your collection, as it, without a doubt, is going to gain in value over the years. Last on our list is a favorite amongst Lincoln penny collectors, and then is just a famed coin amongst collectors in general. You guessed it, at number 1 is the 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. Now, I know what some of you are saying, there's probably a lot of coins that can hold the number 1 spot, but we're talking about ones that are really popular amongst collectors and immediately recognized, and that's the 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. In 1909, the United States changed the design of the 1 cent coin from the Indian head to a design that commemorates the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The coin was an instant success with the public. However, Victor David Brenner had put his 3 initials on the penny's reverse near the bottom. Previous designers only used their last initial, and mint designer Charles Barber took exception to this new trend. After the United States Mint facility at San Francisco produced 484,000 of these coins, the initials on the reverse were removed as they didn't like them as part of the design. This immediately made that design very scarce. Some may argue that the 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent is by far the most popular U.S. coin in general, and many coin collectors just begin their collecting journey with one. I know that I'm a little different, collecting banknotes initially and then getting into coins, but it's definitely one that I knew I needed to pick up, and so I bought one actually off of another collector. When purchasing one of these coins, make sure you buy a specimen free of defects and has a pleasing eye appeal, as these are the ones that are going to keep gaining value. Let me know what you think about the top 10 coins that are worth collecting right now in modern day in the comments below. Let me know what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately as well. And more importantly, I'd really like to know what coin or banknote or collectible started off your collection. Doesn't have to be currency. It can be comic books, vinyls, action figures, G.I. Joes, Barbies, whatever it is that you collect. If it can be collected, I collect it as well. So let me know in the comments below what you think about that stuff. I will see you there, and I will see you in the next video.